Meet Tare Robinson, a Nigerian lady who is turning plantain stems into a sustainable business.
A lot of people are amazed, especially when I wear this and I go out and they know that this is from plantain. By the time you say plantain or banana, how? Things that are often considered waste is what we are using to create job.
Hairs, bags, and shoes from something that is often considered as waste. Men, when I heard about this, my questions were almost endless.
The awareness is not enough at all. Yes, that this thing, a lot of things can come out of it, is what people are not aware of.
In this video, I'm going to give my very first impression of wearing plant-based braiding hair. I'm going to do a 360. I'm going to compare finally what my full experience has been compared to synthetic braiding hair. I'm going to look at the takedown process. Is it possible for me to take this hair down and actually save it for another 2 uses? If I wash it, does it keep bleeding? Did it actually end up itching? You know, there's people who wear synthetic braiding hair and then they experience like respiratory issues. There's people that wear it and they break out. You know, am I gonna have any of that with this hair? Initially, it was very stiff. Yeah, it was very stiff and it stands, but if I take it down now, like it falls. I do this and it falls. But when we first installed it, girl, you do this and it just stays right there. Hi, pretty girl. Oh my god. So the plant-based braids are off and we are back. We're back to the mini braids, baby. Back to the mini braids. So for all the reasons to love your natural hair again, welcome to my channel. I am Nadia and this is The Main Life. The skinny hair is back. Oh, the skinny hair is back. Oh, the skinny hair is back. Aren't you loving it, you guys? Oh, the skinny hair is back. So when we say plant-based, what exactly does that mean? Plant fibers, eco-friendly, organic, natural, biodegradable, and gentle on the scalp. Soft, lightweight, breathable, doesn't weigh down your natural strands, hypoallergenic and scalp safe. It's dyed with non-toxic dyes. It's reusable up to 3 times, long-lasting quality with proper care, versatile styling, so it's perfect for braids and cornrows. And so we're gonna get into each of those and see if it really lived up to the hype. I have noticed like bumps on my scalp here and there, but I think it's because of the high tension of this hairstyle. That's something too that I'm trying to veer away from, where it's like pretty doesn't have to be super tight. You know, I actually realized through this journey that if you do something to your scalp and it damages your scalp in some way, shape, or form, your body's natural response is to heal, and healing also looks like inflammation. Healing also looks like pain. So if your hair is too tight and your scalp is trying to adapt, your body is trying to adapt, guess what you're going to feel? You're going to feel the bumps, you're going to feel soreness, you're going to feel pain. So I'm realizing now that while I can be really quick to say that the braiding hair caused this, I also have to be mindful about the hairstyles, especially if it's high tension, really tight, and it doesn't really need to be, because my body will let me know that something ain't right every single time that something ain't right. First of all, let's get into this hairstyle. And I know high tension and I don't know what's gonna happen with my edges here, but you live and you learn. I had my cousin help me take down my braids, and then we had to fight a little bit too, because you know what it is, like we take them off, we just try to rush through things, but we figured it out. For my edges though, I had to be the one to take it down, because any little and then it just, you know what I mean, it just breaks off. I've had instances where, you know, I've rushed through the takedown process and the hair goes with the extension. So honestly, I don't know if it's made any difference to my edges. My edges look the same. I don't think it's worse. I definitely don't think it's better. But that's what it is giving. Oh. Of course, as I have this hair and I'm not neglecting taking care of my own hair, so I'm still washing my hair. Like I'll put shampoo on the scalp, I'll rinse it out, I'll put conditioner, I'll rinse it out. Every so often I have my water-based aloe vera, I'll spritz it in there. I have my Ayurvedic spray. Every so often I'll spritz it in there. I oil my scalp, so I don't neglect actual hair care as I have these extensions in. So I wore it for a month and 2 weeks. I washed it twice. So that's the thing. I didn't wash it as often as I should have. Yeah, I don't think my hair liked it. When I finally took down the braids, my hair was dry. My hair was dry. Like if you could put a microphone up on my strands and you touched it, you would hear the crunch. But now it's so crazy because imagine back in the day when I would take down my braids and then install fresh new braids right after without letting my hair breathe. But then I would complain about my hair not growing. I would wash it, I would shampoo, condition, and that's it. And then it's like next hairstyle because I don't feel like dealing with my hair. But then I'm thinking now, how dry my hair came out when I took down these braids was crazy. Like, I could not wait for a deep conditioner. So if you can wash your hair more often in it, that'd be great. You know, don't neglect your scalp. That would be great. You have to deep condition. That would be great. You may have a little bit of a bleed issue. And each time that I washed it, here's the con. Here's the big, like, oh, big frustration for me. Each time that I washed it, it bled. The dye bled. Now, this is not something that everyone is going to experience. Also, I was supposed to rinse it a couple times. I think I mentioned that, and I didn't do that. So the bleeding kind of lessened, but it never truly disappeared. And this was the kind of dye that once it hits cloth, it doesn't come off. Oh, something else I wanted to share about the dye is that when I took down the braids, I was washing my actual hair. The dye was running off my actual hair. Logically, it makes sense because if I put the extensions on my hair itself, I wash the extensions with my hair in them. Of course, the dye itself would stay on my hair. So as I was washing my hair, I literally had to wash my hair until the water ran clear because the dye was on it. But the good thing about the dye, and the reason I'm not too worried, is because it is plant-based, right? Yeah. Dyed with non-toxic dyes, hypoallergenic and scalp safe. Again, this video is not to deter you from buying the hair or to influence you to buy the hair. This video is literally just to inform you so that you can do your own due diligence as you're purchasing. And again, what I experience, you might not experience. So I might have a great time and you have a horrible time, or I might have a horrible time and you have a great time. Oh, was there a smell? No, there wasn't a smell. There wasn't a smell. Yeah, there wasn't a smell at all. So when we were taking my hair down, we were actually in a rush. We just didn't have time, so I had to cut the braids. But as I was taking it down, I could see how it could be reusable. It almost feels like it's better after you take it down because it already has taken its shape. It's better and easier to use it like on the second use as opposed to the first use, because the first use is still trying to figure out how to like part the hair, how to separate it and all of that. But with the second use, it's already been separated. And yeah, if I could reuse it, I would imagine that it would be easy to do. But it's okay. I had to cut it because we wanted the process to go faster. I had to toss it. But then when I toss it too, I don't have to now wonder what's going to happen with it, you know, where it's like with synthetic hair, it just, again, it's not biodegradable. It just sits there for months and years and it doesn't really degrade, as opposed to plant-based hair where it's natural. So once it does end up in the trash, it's something that is going to give back to earth. It's going to give back to me, give back to you, give back to the things that feed us.
So with the learning curve too came a little bit of frustration from my braider. This was the first time trying something like this, and I always I'm that girly that always brings these like out of the box ideas. Like, I don't want to use synthetic. What else can I use?
If you are taking this hair to a professional hair braider and you've set up an appointment, you've paid for the appointment and all, it's official, please let this person know. Give them a heads up of the kind of hair that you're taking to them, because the hair is different. There is a learning curve. So I'm sure it's going to be frustrating if they have to figure out how to do the hair, how to use the hair while doing your hair. And if your hair is natural and it is someone who doesn't have patience for natural hair who's doing your hair, guess who's going to get it? Your hair is going to get it. You are going to get it. So give them a heads up. The person who did my hair, I've been raving about it for a while, even before, like months before I took it. Okay, weeks before I took it to her. So she knew it was coming. And also she's kind of used to me experimenting with things outside of synthetic braiding hair. But even though the texture is different, the beautiful thing about this hair is that people can't tell that it's not synthetic hair. Unless you say it to them, they cannot tell that it's plant-based hair. I remember mentioning it too, and I actually shouldn't have, because when my cousin was taking down my hair, she made a comment about, oh, these extensions that you like to try using. Just like, it was just a playful comment around the fact that it's different kind of hair. And I almost wonder if she would have said that, or if she would have noticed had I not told her already that it was plant-based. You know what I mean? Because even when my hair was braided, my mom, I had to tell her, and she was surprised. She was like, wait, what? Made with plants? What are you talking about? Same with my cousin. When I first told her, she was like, huh? Plants? So it mimics like regular braiding hair, except this is healthier for you. Maybe the only different look is that when you dip it in water and it stiffens, then it's like, oh, okay, this is not synthetic hair. But apart from that, it almost looks like synthetic hair. So yeah, if you're worried about the aesthetics of things, don't worry too much, I don't think. I wanted to see if it could curl up and if it could stay. I remember when I talked to the CEO about it, she had given me a couple of ways to style the hair. She'd said like you can use flexi rods, especially when it's wet. That's when it like you can shape it into what you want it to do. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna braid it. You know how like when with synthetic braiding hair you can braid it or you can like wrap it around itself. My camera died. With synthetic braiding hair, you can braid it, you can wrap it around itself. You put it in hot water, you unravel it or you take it down, and then it curls up. So with this, hot water doesn't work. So what I tried to do is when I washed my hair, I braided it up. I think I allowed it to dry and then I took it down and it did curl up. But the only thing is the curls didn't stay. I think they only stayed for that day and then it became straight again. So I guess styling too is kind of limited compared to synthetic braiding hair. And then the color. So with the color, I realized that gray was cute when the braids were fresh. When the braids are older, gray doesn't look so great. Yeah, no. Black would have been better. I think black would have blended in with my hair a little better. It just didn't look good. It just didn't look good. At least to me, it didn't look good to me. If I had stuck with black, I think it would have been better.
I just want to say that if you've gotten this far into the video but you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe.
Would I wear plant-based braiding hair again? The answer is yes, except I would do a couple of things differently. Those things being what I've already listed in this video. I'm really big on health over aesthetics, which is the opposite of what I've been doing for a while. And so some things might not look cute, they might not be tea, but it's just like if they're healthier for me, they're healthier for my hair, healthier for my scalp, then it's gonna be great. And did you see what my hair looks like when I finally took them down? Even though it was really dry, my hair looked and it just gave like I'm happy to see you again type thing. But not I'm happy to see you again and like, oh my god, you tried to kill me. More in like I've had rest, because rest is part of growth. We have to be able to put our hair away, get our fingers out of them, leave them alone for a while, allow them to rest and allow them to come back just rejuvenated. So yeah, I would definitely do it again. I would definitely choose this again. I have a couple more and a little goes a long way. I think I mentioned, I think I got 3 packs. I looked at the 3 packs and I was like, I don't think this is gonna be enough, and I think we only use like a pack and a little bit over a pack, so I have one more. The only thing is that the pack is gray though, so I don't know if I'm gonna do gray again, but I'll definitely choose this hair again. It's affordable. It's affordable in the sense that you can reuse it. It's affordable in the sense that it's a long-term investment, and also it's black owned. This is one of those things that I'm trying to also be a little bit intentional about, where it's like, yeah, maybe I can buy this from this wholesale supplier who is not black, or I can buy it from a small business owner who is black and have those dollars circulate within our community a little longer. I'm going to list all of these videos for the plant-based braiding hair in the description. Maybe I'll do a playlist so that it's easier for you to, you know, like it'll auto play to the next video once you're done with one video. So yeah, let me know if this is something that you would try. Let me know how you feel about all of this, and I hope to see you in the next video.